I was scrolling through Facebook and I got an advertisement for this app called Yarn Pal. And it's talking about how it uses AI to pretty much like help you learn how to crochet. But one of the features that I thought was really interesting was that oh, and knitting, pardon me, is that it says that it can make you a pattern. You'll give it a description and it'll use AI to make you a pattern. I don't know what this is going to be like. And it's supposedly a couple dollars a week to use. But I figured that I would do a trial so that way you don't have to. So I'm gonna do a little screen record here so that way you can look at what I'm looking at. Okay, so here's Yarn Pal, and you can see that it has some little videos, I guess, that show you how to do a project, and it gives you like all of the details and everything. I think that that's probably really helpful for somebody, but what I was really interested in was the AI image generator. Um, this is my first time looking at it, so we're going through this entirely together right now. We're going to generate something and then we are going to crochet it and see how it comes out. So I'm going to put in a prompt. Um, I've been looking to make a amigurumi lion for a friend, but I haven't really been able to find a pattern that really feels like the pattern. So I think that this would be the perfect opportunity for me to try it out. So, amigurumi. To make this more interesting, I'm going to say no sew. I don't have any safety eyes on me right now, so I'm going to say no safety eyes. I'm going to say no granny square pattern. Oh. So crochet type. Aspect type, I have no idea what that means. Um, I should know this, probably. I'm just gonna do 1-to-1. 2 contrast color. Let's just do this far. And I feel like I've seen this exact lion somewhere. Without looking at the instructions, I'm gonna do some guesses. First of all, I said no safety eyes, but it gave me safety eyes. It looks like it's made up of a bunch of magic ring starts to make circles and whatnot. And then it looks like you have like some shells or something to do the mane. I think that this is something that looks entirely feasible. Let's look at the instructions. I think that this is just coming up with something that's already been made, but it's still definitely AI. Oh, good. It tells me like entirely single crochet, a typical for amigurumi. So that's something that I actually didn't know that it typically uses single crochet. But now that I think about it and all the patterns that I'm seeing, that does make a lot of sense. So that's a cool little fun fact that it gives me. Pardon my message. The main may involve loop or bobble stitches. Yeah, that looked about right. And now it's giving me what it's anticipating the instructions are. Yeah, these are very basic. They don't really give specific stitches to it. Like, work 6 single crochet into this ring, increase slightly to form the base, work even in rounds for length, stuff lightly to sew to body. That doesn't really give you a specific stitch count, how often you should be increasing, for how long, like how many rows it's going to be increasing for. It's very, very, very general. So it's something that I've been crocheting for about 5 years now. I could probably put this together, but if you're making this app and like marketing it to be something to help teach somebody how to crochet, um, that's probably not going to be very helpful. I don't think it's going to suffice. I want to do a goth male shirt, short sleeved shirt for summer. I'll change aspect type to 3 out of 4 because that's what it's normally on, I guess. Color, I'm gonna do single color. Yarn type, I have no idea still. Maybe flower is cute, actually. I do like the idea of flowers, so let's see how that comes out. Style, minimal, seasonal, summer, generate. This is so AI looking, and I'm looking at it, and I can't zoom in. Let me do this so I can zoom in. These stitches are like not very even. So I'm not really sure if this is like on purpose. Um, let's look at these details here. This is definitely a pattern that I'm not able to read because I'm really bad at reading the ones with the actual diagrams instead of the verbally written ones. But this looks like it would be really hard to make. Let's look at what it does for the instructions. Okay, yeah, so I feel like this is the type of pattern that you would really want to have in that specific form where it has like the pictures of how to, like the little diagram. So I'm very, create, chain a foundation chain to desired width. That's really not helpful at all. Like, and then making the floral motifs. Okay, magic circle, chain 4. Maybe we'll make this flower. Maybe we'll see how these flowers are supposed to come out, and that's going to be what the project is today. Okay, so I'm screenshotting that. I'm stopping my screen recording, and I am going to try to make this floral motif. So I have my needle, the size G6, 4.00 millimeters. I don't have black, surprisingly. I used up all of my black for a project. So I'm going to be using this multicolored yarn that I never use for anything ever except for making scrunchies and using as scrap yarn. I my I I hate multicolored yarn. I don't know why I just did that. I need a magic ring. I'd rather just buy 2 balls of yarn with different colors and do the color myself. Okay, magic circle, chain 4. All right, 2, 3, 4, which counts as first double crochet and chain 1. Okay, so that, okay. Um, 11 double crochets into the circle and chain 1 in between each. Interesting. So 1, chain 1, 11. Here comes my next question because I was saying to chain 1 in between them. So I just did 11. Do I do another chain 1 after that? So that's actually something that I think I can ask it. Do I chain 1 after the 11th double crochet into the magic ring for the floral motif? And I'm not writing out single crochet or double crochet or magic ring. I'm using the abbreviations because that's what it's using, so I'm expecting that it'll know what I'm talking about. And so I sent it, and it's thinking now. Yes, you should chain one after the 11th double crochet into the magic ring to maintain the pattern consistency of having a chain space between each double crochet to make sure that it's still a circular shape. Okay, so then I will chain one more. I'm also surprised that it hasn't told me to tighten the ring. I'm just going to tighten the ring because I don't know why it would have me do a magic ring without tightening the ring. So join slip stitch to the third chain of the starting chain. So this is what we have so far. Looks pretty simple so far. So now I'm going to chain 3, double crochet into the next chain space. So I think that if I was writing this pattern, I might have done something to, like, I think the first chain should have been more than the 3 chain because now it's offset. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just looking for more ways to feel like I'm smarter than the AI. But so far, I'm not super duper impressed with this app, to be entirely honest. Because I feel like it's not being very specific. The next one says, round 3, work a series of double crochets and chain spaces to reveal petal shapes around each chain space. I don't know what that's referring to. It's not specific at all. By the way, this is what we have so far. So I guess I'll ask, could you be more specific on the third round of the magic ring to make the petals of the flower? Okay, so now it's giving me an actual pattern for that part, so let's see what that looks like. So I went back in to get the original picture of what those flowers looked like, but it already deleted the chat and put it into history, and I wasn't able to save the picture again, which is really frustrating. But so I could zoom in, I was able to find it a little bit. This is what they wanted it to look like, and this is how it came out. So as you can see, these are, hold on, there we go. These are 2 different designs. They didn't really come out the same at all, and I think that maybe this will be like a very short series because I don't feel like doing any more of this today because it's giving me a headache. But to answer your question of if this app can teach you how to crochet with the use of AI, I'm gonna say that it cannot. It just doesn't get specific enough. It's not giving you all of the steps that you need. It's not giving you the exact numbers. It's not being very descriptive. It's very, very, very basic in the sense where it's not going to give you a reliable result. And when you do get a result, it's not going to match what's in the picture. So it might be able to help you learn how to crochet, but in terms of using it to actually access patterns, I don't think that the patterns are going to be very helpful. Maybe in the next video I can do one of the pre-existing patterns that they have and review what that is. But to review the AI portion where it pretty much teaches you how to make a pattern that they come up with, it's a no-go for me. But I'll give you more of an update. I'll try a few more times and we'll see how it turns out. Thank you.